Okay, we can rally 17k or so guys. How much stuff do we have? We don't even have a Master of Laws, do we? No. Master of Whispers. We may as well appoint one. Intrigue. Who's got the highest intrigue? Okay, Master of Torrent Square. We don't have a Maester. A Master of Law needs diplomacy. So, White Harbour. That's about it, really. We are betrothed to Daenerys Targaryen after she was fucking married to Brandon Stark, who was slain by Lord Paramount of the Reach. Just like his, just like fucking his brother Robb was slain by Lord Paramount of the Reach as well. Rickon will grow up and gain vengeance against his brother's killer. Again. Twice in the same fucking time in a row. What? Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me. You are shitting me. The Dreadfort has rebelled against me, trying to put Sansa on the fucking throne. Seriously. Now I've seen everything. And meanwhile, I'm fighting a war, people. Okay, well, my forces in the north are currently preoccupied with all the shit going on up here. We're fighting the Boltons outside of Winterfell, but it looks like my guys are going to lose if this reinforcements doesn't show up pretty fucking soon. Why the hell are we fighting over Sansa having a better claim to the north than us? What the fuck? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. How the hell can Sansa have more claim to the north than Brandon? Should have had Bolton fucking assassinated when I had the bloody chance. I have no choice but to retreat north with John Umber. I may be forced to bend the knee to the Iron Throne. Oop. Long live the true king. I may actually bend the knee to Aegon Targaryen and go from there. Worst case, Sansa becomes the queen in the north and we marry her to Aegon. Yeah, we have no choice but to retreat with John Umber back into the north to fight the Boltons. Because they outnumber us. They have just scattered our troops and cut everyone up. I don't know what the fuck's going on in the north. It's just a giant clusterfuck of everyone getting their asses kicked. I have no choice but to pull out of the Riverlands now. Shall not bend the knee. I've not come through all of this. fleet, march south, and join up with the army. Yeah, meanwhile, the Iron Throne is going to be free to pillage in the south, which is not going to be good. I wonder if I can possibly marry Sansa to Aegon right now or not. If we go to here for a second. Go to claimants and we should be able to find Aegon from here. Yeah, Lord of Rainhouse. There he is. Nah. He's already married to somebody. Son of a bitch. Okay, we definitely cannot let Sansa become the Queen of the North. Because I don't want a queen. I want a king. Brandon's fought too fucking hard for all of this. Okay, now it's time to wipe the fucking Lannister, the Bolton forces off the face of the bloody planet. If I capture Ramsay, I'm having him executed. This isn't the only war that's going on. The Umbers and whatnot are going on over here as well. Small John Umber's leading his own little fucking shit pace against all kinds of different crap going on. I have no idea. Look at all of these bloody bannermen that have sided with... Actually, it's not even led by Bolton. It's led by some douchebag from Driftwood. This fucking douchebag may have cost me the entire war with the Iron Throne. I'm not going to bend the knee. Although this dumbass has cost me the entire war because of this little rebellion that Bolton's playing a major role in. We'll stick on times 4 because we really just need one more victory against the rebels and then we've won. We can make them surrender and force our demands. And winter is coming. The war for Northern Independence has ended. King Rickon I of the North has lost. Our castles. Now I stand before King Renly I to hear his judgment. Let us hope he will be merciful. Rickon Stark. The king has decided to be merciful despite your treasonous actions. You shall be allowed to return to your lands unmolested and pledge to uphold the king's peace forthwith. As a gratitude to this pledge, a hostage from your family shall be taken. This is the judgment of King Brandon of the House, King Renly of the House Baratheon, King of the Iron Throne and Lord of King's Landing, Protector of the Realm. Okay, well, that's that then. Renly has shown mercy to me. I've lost control of the Riverlands as it's no longer part of my domain. But Renly's shown mercy. He's apparently taken someone hostage, although I'm not entirely sure who. We are betrothed to Lady Daenerys Targaryen, but I'm pretty sure we can't really do anything about it until the Regency ends ended, speaking of which. We need an heir, and I can't appear to marry Daenerys Targaryen. Okay guys, what we'll do is I'll end the recording here and we'll jump towards some action or some important point in the story. Mainly when we marry Daenerys Targaryen, if we get some kids come of age, and whether or not we decide to possibly join the Iron Throne against Renly and join Aegon Targaryen, or whether or not Aegon Targaryen's already dead, or perhaps we just bend the knee. We bent the knee, mercy was shown by Renly, and perhaps we're content with being the Lord Paramount of the North. So guys, we'll be right back. Okay guys, we managed to finally marry Daenerys Targaryen. As before we were just betrothed. It took me a while to figure it out, but we got it to work. We are now officially married to her. We've gained a few traits as well. We got the Rebel Leader trait because we've now bent the knee to Renly Baratheon. He showed mercy. Although I believe he plans to get my first child as a ward and guest at King's Landing. At the moment, my heir to the throne is Sansa Stark, which we need to change quickly. So, you know, get in there and fuck Daenerys, Rickon. We don't have all day. Anyway, I noticed a few things that you might find interesting, guys. Then we go to Renly, who's married to Marjorie. And now if we go to Mace Tyrell, who was slain by King Brandon of the North in personal combat. You've got, I noticed that Loras Tyrell is also dead. Not quite sure when this happened, but he died in battle against Tommen Lannister. I thought that was quite worthy of pointing out, which is quite funny. But yeah, we've been forced to bend the knee, which I'm okay with. It's not too bad of a turn of events after all of the wars and whatnot. Also, we got this: decide which side you join in the civil war. But right now, we need to deal with some problems at home, which is bringing our rowdy little vassals under control. We're going to teach Bolton the meaning of fucking with House Stark. The last family that didn't get very far, and we had a giant war. Huh? Thankfully, Bolton's forces aren't particularly that impressive, so. We should be able to deal some considerable damage. And hopefully not get killed in the process, because that would be really annoying. We can't afford to get killed. Rickon is the only male line to the throne left, pretty much. Well, not the throne, the lordship of Winterfell, I suppose, because we're not king anymore. Yet. We're not king for now. We do have Daenerys Targaryen as our wife, who has dragons. So, I'm thinking, eventually, we're going to march south and burn King's Landing to the ground. Although, after bending the knee to Renly and the Iron Throne, we have lost our Riverland bannermen, so we're a bit weaker than we usually were during the main wars. After this, we need to deal with the rest of the rowdy bannermen as well. Let's go straight to the Dreadfort. Actually, we can help out these guys. I think they're about to lose. Actually, they might win. And Ramsay's probably going to retreat here. So we can catch up with Ramsay and kill him where he stands. But yeah, the first thing first is dealing with all of our rebel little banners. When that fucking other force eventually reaches us, we'll conditionings are worsening. Yeah, winter is upon us, by the way. A mild one to begin with, but it's picking up in levels of dread and whatnot. But yeah, what we'll do is split up the force a little. Preferably about in half. That'll do. Yeah, there you go. Round about half. We split up our forces so they're not getting nutrition problems. And we can deal with the forces of the Dreadfort and then deal with the rest of them later on as well. We may only be Lord Paramount for now, but our wife has dragons, so... You see, we're not actually a direct vassal of the Iron Throne, but we are Wardens of the North. I still rule the North sort of independently, but under the Iron Throne's rule. Ah, bitch! Seriously, dude? Daenerys Targaryen is dead. Come on, that was like my fucking 8-ball. That was my fucking main goal there. Get the Iron Throne, but no. Do I at least get to keep her dragons? That's what I want to know. Okay, do we have any claimants? Aegon has been imprisoned by King Renly, the Charming Stag. And Aegon has no sons at all because he's been imprisoned. Great. Our one possible chance at future war against the Iron Throne just died with Daenerys, and we have no son. It is a life without Daenerys is a murmurous farce. I am lost in the sea of loneliness and know not where to turn. Okay. This is nonsense. I'll move on with my life. There's a 5% chance that our game's celibate, which is pretty much stupid. Yeah, I think I'll drown myself in wine, women, and song. Well, it looks like we don't really have much hope of a possible war against the Iron Throne, seeing as we have no claim now that Daenerys has died of illness with giving me no children, which is fucking annoying, but that's that. Marjorie looks really weird in the helmet. Just saying. We do, on the other hand, need to find... Yeah, that's it pretty much. The Targaryen line is completely fucked. And so's the line of... so's the Blackfire line as well, if nothing happens to him. We need to find Rickon a wife. Although I don't think he'll take on another wife until that grief-stricken trait is gone. Or widowed trait, whatever it's called. There you go. I can enforce my demands upon... Now we need to get rid of the rest of my troops. I can't rally, guys. There's another thing, though. Because of this, I need to now get a personal interaction and make Ramsay like me a bit more. Because his hate of me is sort of dwindling my levies. But yeah, the plan was to get children from Daenerys Targaryen and then claim the Iron Throne, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. What's the Vale up to? Oh yeah, that's another interesting thing. The Iron Islands have now shifted from House Greyjoy and turned to House Harlaw. And we still have Asha in prison, actually, as well. We could marry her. She's attractive, although she is celibate, so that's not going to help us, is it? If she wasn't celibate, she's not very good to me if she's not going to get me any heirs. We'll release him from prison. We still have Jaime Lannister imprisoned. Theon as well is imprisoned. He's no longer the Lord of the Iron Islands because Harlaw's taken over in his absence, I believe. I'm going to keep them all imprisoned. I'd find that quite funny. I don't know who to marry Rickon off to be honest. I'm thinking perhaps one of my unruly bannermen. I'm really kind of bummed out that Daenerys died. Only at like 30 years old. It sucks, really. And there was like practically no one that we can marry to of any significant importance that would warrant that kind of thing. Because Renly doesn't have a daughter at all. Stannis is still alive. I think he's given up on his claim to the Iron Throne, though. He's had 3 bastards, all of which have died stillborn. But yeah, it's kind of put us at a abrupt end to the series, really, guys. The plan was to have sons by Daenerys and claim the Iron Throne. But it seems that with no incentive to march south again, and the only incentive being to continue the line and get married and shit and live happily as the Lord Paramount of the North under the Iron Throne's eye, I guess, that there's really not much point in ever going to war with the Iron Throne again. Really, unless they caused me any harm in the future. But no, it's rather an abrupt end to the whole thing. Like I said, there is the possibility, I suppose, of Aegon Targaryen being released from prison. Maybe, yeah. But he's 34, and I don't think there's much of a... Yeah, he's 34, and I don't think there's much of a fucking chance of that happening. And he'd need a son to come of age so that Brandon could have an heir. I'm thinking we marry Brandon perhaps to one of my vassals. Maybe even Bolton to get him on my side, perhaps. But see, I don't think I can marry anyone with Brandon until they have, he stops grieving for the loss of Daenerys. Lord Jaime the Kingslayer has been banished from Lord Paramount Rickons and North's lands. Our conflicts have ended. We can be of service to the king again. Until next time. We are now an official banner of the Iron Throne. And it seems that all roads lead to King's Landing. But yeah, I had hoped to drag this out a little bit longer, march south again, and declare war on the Iron Throne. Maybe put Dany on the Iron Throne as my wife, and get some kids that are half Targaryen and half Stark. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It was a hell of a ride. And I'm definitely looking forward to doing more along the lines of these in the future. Maybe making the difficulty a bit higher and challenging myself a little bit more. This was, after all, one of the first real playthroughs of this that I've actually done. And I've got to admit, it went considerably well until all of my kings started dying whenever they met the Lords of the Reach. But yeah, Lord Paramount Rickon of the North will marry into somebody's family. Whether or not he marries one of his vassals' daughters in order to strengthen his relationship with his lords, or he marries Renly's daughter when she comes of age in order to fully secure himself to the Iron Throne, or maybe he allies himself with Aegon and he has a daughter. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Aegon is dead. He's just going to rot in the dungeons of King's Landing, and that's going to be it. And I'm pretty sure we banished Jaime Lannister from the north, so that makes him... Cersei is still imprisoned. Died in prison, she did. Yeah, we banished Jaime Lannister from the north. And he returned south. Tyrion is still alive. As are the majority of all these guys. Green Lannister. Just going over all the Lord Paramounts to see what happened to all of them. Marjorie Tyrell is now the Lord Paramount of the Reach. Or the Lady Paramount Marjorie of the Reach. Queen of the Iron Throne as well. So, any war with the Iron Throne is pointless. You'd be completely destroyed. Hey, look. One of the Red Vipers of Dawn's daughters, bastard daughters, is now Princess Nymeria, the first Sand of Dawn. And Dawn is the, once again, as in the Aegon's conquest of the Seven Kingdoms, Dawn is the only one of the Seven Kingdoms that still remains independent of the Iron Throne. Who is current... Yeah, Renly is still liege of that. Rainhouse is still independent from the Iron Throne, but like I said, Aegon has no heirs and no children, and he's just going to stay in the... he's going to be stuck in the Iron Throne cells for the rest of his fucking life. Stannis is still alive. All of his sons or bastards that he had have all died as stillborn. We have strong ties with the Reach. Although currently the heir to the Vale is Renly. If Sansa doesn't hurry up and screw her wife, screw her husband more and get him an heir, a male heir, then Renly's going to take over the Vale and be in charge of everything. Renly's going to be one of the most powerful kings in the history of the Seven Kingdoms at this rate, surprisingly. No wonder Brandon doesn't want to go up against him anymore. He'll deal with the short, rebellious vassals, probably marry into one of their families, continue the Stark line, and maybe one day reclaim the North's independence. Any future series will probably be a lot more longer and well thought out. This was really just to see how much I enjoy recording this and if you enjoy watching it. I've had quite a fun time doing it. Quite a lot of interesting things happened and it played out quite nicely. And unfortunately, my plan to claim the Iron Throne in the name of Daenerys Targaryen failed miserably when the bitch didn't give me any kids. If she gave me a son, I could claim the Iron Throne in his name. But no! Brandon was too busy putting down the Bolton rebellions to screw his wife, and then all hell broke loose and she died in her bed. Yeah, that worked. And I imagine the dragons wouldn't listen to Brandon, Rickon, and we had to put them down, or they flew off and caused havoc in the north or something. And that is the story of the War of the Five Kings. It ended abruptly. The Iron Islands has been lost to House Greyjoy. The north is once again under the grip of the Iron Throne. The Vale is... well, its future is uncertain. As uncertain as it may fall into the hands of the Baratheons. The Riverlands are currently... I don't know. The Riverlands are still under the control of... it's still under the control of House Tully under Lord Robin I of Riverrun. And Edmund was executed. It seems that King Renly wasn't so merciful to my followers, to the other rebel lords, but did let me live out of courtesy to my family or something. But, yeah. There's plenty of Tully siblings that he has that aren't yet of age. But House Tully still controls the Riverlands. House Tyrell have come out as one of the most powerful families in Westeros. House Baratheon controls the Crown Lands, the Stormlands, and the Vale if Sansa doesn't have a male heir pretty soon. And House Harlaw controls the Iron Islands. I still have Theon Greyjoy and his sister in my custody at Winterfell as well. But yeah, guys, there's not really too much else that we can do. That's all for now. The Iron Throne is victorious, and the Starks have bent the knee once again. There will be an annotation in the top right hand side at some point leading to whatever series I do for this next. Like I said, this was just a playtester to see if I enjoyed it and if you guys will enjoy watching it. If you do enjoy watching this series, Please comment below and let me know what you'd like to see me do next. There's literally so many scenarios for this that I have no idea what one I'm going to do next. I am looking forward to doing it though. So guys, that is all for now. Soul out.